Deep in the overgrown heart of the countryside lies a place forgotten by time. Blackwood Airfield. Built during the height of World War II, its runways are now cracked, and its buildings are skeletal remains of a busier era. But Blackwood isn't just abandoned. Locals say it's haunted. They whisper tales of a lone pilot, a spectral figure who still walks the perimeter, forever waiting for a mission that ended over 70 years ago. Tonight, we're going inside. We rehear to separate fact from fiction and see if the ghost of Blackwood Airfield is more than just a campfire story. The air here is thick and heavy. You can almost feel the history. Look at this main hangar. The doors have rusted shut, but there's a gap just big enough to squeeze through. Inside, it's like stepping into a tomb. Pigeons are the only residents now, their coos echoing in the vast, empty space. Sunlight streams through holes in the roof, illuminating dust motes, dancing in the air like tiny ghosts. You can imagine the roar of engines, the shouts of mechanics, the nervous energy of young men preparing for battle. Now, there's only silence. Every creak of the rusting metal, every gust of wind whistling through the broken windows seems to carry a story. Our goal is to reach the control tower, the nerve center of the old base. That's where most of the reported activity happens. As we make our way across the crumbling tarmac, the feeling of being watched is undeniable. It's easy to let your imagination run wild in a place like this, but this is different. It's a cold, persistent presence that prickles the back of your neck. The control tower looms ahead, a lonely sentinel against the darkening sky. Its windows are all shattered, like vacant eyes staring out over the decaying airfield. Getting inside is the real challenge. The main staircase is collapsed, so we'll have to find another way up. This place is a maze of decaying offices and briefing rooms. Papers are still scattered across desks, turned to brittle, yellowed pulp by decades of damp. You can almost read the faded ink, fragments of orders and flight plans. It's a powerful reminder that real people lived, worked, and feared within these walls. Okay, we found a maintenance ladder that looks sturdy enough. It goes straight up to the main control room. Let's be careful. The higher we climb, the more the wind howls around the structure. It sounds like voices, whispering just at the edge of hearing. It's probably just the wind, but it's incredibly unsettling. All right, we're in. The view from up here is incredible. You can see the entire layout of the base, the intersecting runways disappearing into the woods. The control panels are wrecked, covered in rust and grime, but you can still make out some of the labels. Runway lights, radio comes. This was the heart of the entire operation. Did you hear that? Gee. Listen. It sounds like a propeller. It's faint, a low drone that seems to come from all directions at once. And look, the lights on that old console, they're flickering. That's impossible. There's been no power here for decades. This is really happening. The whispering is getting clearer now. It's not just the wind. It's a name, I think. Callahan. It's being repeated over and over. This is getting intense. My heart is pounding. The feeling in this room is overwhelming. It's not aggressive. It's sad. A deep, profound sorrow hangs in the air. We need to look around, see if we can find anything that explains this. Most of the floorboards are rotten through, but this one over here, by the main console, it's loose. There's something underneath. It's a box, a small metal foot. Let's get it open. It's stuck fast. Okay. Got Italiano. Inside, it's a pilot's logbook. The leather is perfectly preserved. Let's see the name on the inside cover. Flight Lieutenant Callahan. This was his. This belonged to the ghost. Let's read some of this. The entries detail training flights, patrols over the channel, close calls with enemy fighters. He had a steady hand. His writing is so clear. He writes about his crew, his plane a Lancaster bomber he nicknamed the Wanderer. He talks about home, about a girl named Eleanor, about his hopes for after the war. He feels so real, so alive in these pages. It's like listening to a friend tell you his story. Let's skip to the end. The last few entries are dated October 1944. The weather was turning bad. A huge storm was rolling in, but one last reconnaissance mission was scheduled. His tone changes here. He sounds tired, anxious. He writes, "Just one more flight. Then I'm home, Eleanor. I promise." This is the final entry. October 28th, 1944. The storm is worse than they said. We've lost radio contact. Ice on the wings. Losing altitude. I can see the airfield lights. So close. I'm not going to make it. Eleanor, I'm sorry. As I finish reading those words aloud, the temperature in the room plummets. The distant drone of the propeller grows into a deafening roar that seems to shake the very foundations of the tower. And then, in the corner of the room, where the shadows are deepest, a shape begins to form. It's translucent, shimmering, a man in a World War II pilot's uniform. His face is etched with an unbearable sadness. It's him. It's Flight Lieutenant Callahan. He's not looking at us with malice or anger. He just looks lost. He raises a spectral hand, not towards us, but towards the window, pointing a trembling finger out at the dark, overgrown runway. His mouth opens, but no sound comes out. Only a silent plea, a look of eternal regret. Then, as quickly as he appeared, the roar of the engine fades, and his form dissolves back into the shadows, leaving only the cold and the silence behind. We left the logbook where we found it, back in its hiding place beneath the floor. It doesn't belong to us. It belongs to him. Tutis. Place. The haunting of Blackwood Airfield isn't the work of a malevolent spirit. It's the tragic echo of a hero's final moments. Flight Lieutenant Callahan wasn't trying to scare anyone. He was just trying to complete his last mission. He was trying to get home. His spirit is trapped in a loop, forever replaying that fateful night, forever pointing towards the runway he could see, but never reach. So if you ever hear the story of the phantom pilot of Blackwood, remember it's not a horror story. It's a love story. It's a war story. It's the story of a man who gave everything, a final, lingering echo of a soul who just wanted to come home. Thanks for joining this exploration. Follow for more stories from the forgotten corners of the world.